This is powered by Meltwater.
I'll be honest with you. I've been sitting on this one for a while because it hit close to home. I use AI every day. I have my prompts, my workflows, my way of doing things. Some of them are so specific, they'd probably be terrifying to a normal person, but they work for me. The question I couldn't shake after this conversation is what happens when you actually have to scale that across a team? Dan Nestle has been thinking about this longer than most. He's a veteran communication strategist who's done the hard work of moving AI from personal habit to organizational capability. And he doesn't pretend it's simple. In this excerpt, Steph asks him about the gap between individual upskilling and organizational readiness. His answer is refreshingly honest. AI literacy is inconsistent. Governance creates friction, and the cultural barriers to progress often show up before technology questions do. If you're sitting on a team where some people are running with AI and others are quietly waiting it out, Dan's talking directly to you. So have a listen.
I'm interested in the perspective, like oftentimes we say like a one-man PhD or this, and I find that my experimentation with AI to be a very like one-to-one experience, right? It's pulling from my files, my knowledge base, and I'm having a dialogue that isn't really shared. But I lead a team of 20 global professionals, and whatever I'm upskilling myself on is not helping me, right? Like I need the whole team. I need them all to be GEO experts. I need them all to upskill. I need them all to use the same agent in the same way. So what are some like practical things that if you're in our seat, Jen and my seat, you're leading a team inside in-house function, what should we be doing?
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago that I was doing that and trying to get in the early days of AI, way back in 2023 and 2024, right? How do we build a culture and a workflow that encourages us to experiment with AI along the way in a safe way that's going to actually bring us benefits and bring us the kind of either the innovation or the productivity benefits or the efficiencies that AI promises. There's no formula at this time for how that works because, as you said, Steph, it's a one-to-one kind of relationship you start to build with the AI, right? You're going to connect different dots than I will or than Dino will or than Jen will. And that takes you down these different directions in AI with when you're interacting with AI and you will come to different places. But as you said, that could be helpful for you for something that you're working on it for one time. But across your team, there are huge gaps in AI literacy from person to person and from organization to organization. And you often hear things like, first, we need to have a policy. We need to have governance. And then we need to figure out what tool we're going to allow people to use for 47 minutes a day. And there's so many limitations that are placed on it. So in many ways, there's disincentives to move forward with AI in large, especially in large organizations. It just seems like a hassle before it starts because it is. And that's a fundamental work culture problem. That is an issue that has to be solved from the top down. It's not going to be solved by everybody just taking a couple courses on AI. I think as a team, you need to get comfortable with it together first.
Here's the thing Dan said that I couldn't stop thinking about. The problem with scaling AI isn't the tools. It isn't even the training. It's the culture. And you can't policy your way out of a culture problem. What moves teams forward isn't a perfect framework handed down from the above. It's leaders who are willing to experiment in public, reduce the friction for others, and make it safe not to have all the answers yet. One question to sit with is where on your team is AI use thriving? And what is it about that environment that's making it work? I'm Dino Delic, and the full conversation with Dan and every episode of Earning Your Seat is on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you happen to get your podcasts.